You don't look at the body. That's the first rule. You look at the room. You look at the walls, the floor, the furniture. You calculate. You compartmentalize. You become something less than human and something far more dangerous. The phone rang at 2:47 a.m. 3 words, an address, a number, and now you're here. My name doesn't matter. What I do does. I am the cleaner. Most people will never know I exist. That's by design. You've heard of fixers, people who solve problems, but a fixer talks, negotiates, bribes. I don't talk. I erase evidence, witnesses, mistakes. When the most powerful and most dangerous people in the world make a mess, they call me. Not Not their lawyers. Me, I've worked for cartel bosses in Guadalajara, arms dealers in Zurich, oligarchs whose names you'd recognize from Forbes, political figures whose faces are on television every night. They all have one thing in common. They make mistakes, and mistakes leave traces. Blood, fingerprints, surveillance footage, phones, people. My job is to make those traces disappear before the world ever sees them. I carry 2 bags wherever I go. One holds everything I need to clean a scene. The other holds everything I need to disappear. Cash, 3 passports, and a one-way ticket. I've never had to use that second bag. Not yet. Tonight, I'm gonna take you through the jobs that defined me. The ones that shaped whatever it is I've become. Because if you want to understand what I do, you need to understand where it began. 7 years ago, I was nobody. Ex-military. 3 tours overseas. A background in forensic chemistry I never finished. A man named Victor found me. Victor handed me the bag, my first kit, and walked out. 4 hours. 1 room, a life to erase. At 6:52 a.m., I walked out. The room behind me was cleaner than when the senator had checked in. Victor was waiting. 18 months later. A warehouse district. This job was different. Bigger. More complicated. For people, 1 warehouse, 12 hours before inspection. Around hour 3, I found something I wasn't supposed to find. A laptop. Encrypted. One name made me stop. A name that told me this job wasn't just about cleaning. It was about burying a secret for people with motorcades. I copied the drive. Some insurance policies you keep to yourself. 3 years in, a villa on the southern coast of Spain. The client was a woman. That was unusual. She handed me a single key. 1 room, she said. Everything inside. You have until dawn. Inside was not a body. It was documents. Photographs. My job was to make it cease to exist. By sunrise, there was nothing left. I never learned who the woman was. But a political figure retired soon after. That's how you survive. You don't think about it again. This one keeps me up at night. 2 years ago, Eastern Europe. Standard procedure. Remove any trace. What wasn't standard was finding the man's daughter asleep in the back bedroom. She couldn't have been older than 8. I sat in that hallway for 20 minutes. I didn't touch her. I made an anonymous call to social services and left. Victor told me I created a variable. I told him I created a child with a chance. I started sleeping with the lights on after that. 6 weeks ago, Victor called personally. Something had gone very wrong. A private residence. Multiple rooms. Layers of exposure. Then we found a secondary room. Evidence of something current. Something that would change everything. I finished the job. Exactly as contracted. Then, I made 2 copies of what I had found. One to a journalist. One to a safe deposit box. I've been in this business for 7 years. I have no idea what I am anymore. There's a version where I'm a villain. There's another where the small decisions add up to a conscience. I don't know which is true. The phone will ring again. It always does, and I will answer it. I'm very good at making things disappear. The only thing I haven't figured out how to make disappear is the version of myself that existed before. He's still in there. Quiet. Patient. Waiting to see what I do next. So,